Hmm. Hey everyone, Jojo here. Hope that you're all staying healthy and staying safe, and at the very least definitely enjoying some of this beautiful weather. It's been really lovely lately. I know that I've been soaking it up the best that I can, the most that I can, and yeah. So I hope that you're able to kind of do the same right now. Get some rest, get some sunlight, and take it easy. So I just figured that we'd jump right into exploring the Yoga Sutras, getting back into it. We left off at Sutra 1.3, but I just want to back up for a second and show you the book that I've been reading for about the last 6 or 7 years. This is the copy that I have. I got this when I started yoga teacher training. This is the translation and commentary from Sri Swami Satchidananda. And as you can see, I've been reading this for a while. I got a lot of notes and tabs in there and such. So I definitely recommend picking up this one if you're thinking about a copy to start reading. And also just a note on this, I mean, while these sutras, the word sutra means thread. So each of these sutras, and let's see if I can just open up to the first, right? That's the first book, Pada, the Pada Samadhi, the portion on contemplation. So say each of these sutras is just one little thread, right? One little line. But especially say the second sutra that we looked into a couple days ago, this one little line right here, right? But Sri Swami Satchidananda, he offers a few pages of commentary on that one sutra. So that's kind of what's how this book happens. Some sutras get more commentary than others. Some sutras that are maybe a little further out there than for a general sort of study on it might get less time, especially when you get back into the third book. So that one's always very interesting. But yeah, so we're gonna jump in where we left off, which is gonna be over here at the third sutra, right? So that third sutra, it is Tada Drashtuhu Svarupe Vashtanam, right? Tada Drashtuhu Svarupe Vashtanam. And that means that then the seer, the self, is able to abide in its own true nature. So to kind of reiterate and recap the second sutra. So that one was Yogash Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And that's yoga is the cessation of the mental modifications of the mind stuff. So if that's what the second sutra is, that yoga is a cessation of the mental modifications of the mind stuff, and the third one being then the seer, the true self, can abide in its own true nature. So when the mind stops is when the seer is able to see itself, to be in its own true nature, free from all of the mental modifications, the afflictions, the samskaras, the vasanas, the kleshas, the all of it, you know. That's when that true pure self, that seer, that undisturbed, calm observer within us all, that's when it's able to see its own true nature and see itself, the pure joy that it is. And so it takes quieting the mind, right? We all know what the seer is. If we think about it, the seer, right? So we were able to observe our minds, we're able to observe our bodies, right? We're aware of our minds and our bodies. So what is that awareness? Who or what is aware of my awareness? Who or what is observing my observations? Right? Who or what sees what I see. The seer, the observer, that true self that's behind the scenes, right? That's separate from the physical body, that's separate from the thinking and feeling mind. That pure, true awareness, that pure, true self is the seer, as a set of the self, right? So when we're able to be quiet in the mind, and when our yoga is effective, and when we're practicing it with the right intention, and the right space of mind, and to be able to quiet the mind and still the body, that's when the true self is able to reveal itself and see its own nature. Oftentimes, when you're in a yoga class or a meditation class and the teacher's like kind of compares the mind to this to like a lake, right? And all the thoughts and the emotions and all those distractions, those mental formations, right? The chitta vritti, those are like rocks being thrown in the lake and making all these ripples and making the water get all muddy, right? So it's kind of twofold. Not only do the rocks make the surface of the lake ripply and unsteady, but then it also makes the water cloudy and not clear. So that's like the thoughts. They make it hard to see yourself in that lake that is the mind, right? So when the thoughts and the emotions aren't disturbing the mind anymore, right? And we're no longer throwing rocks in our pond, then the surface of the water, the surface of that pond, that lake, it becomes really clear and still, right? So you can see your reflection, your true reflection. Plus that the water of that lake becomes clear, right? All the mud is able to settle. So you can not only see your reflection and see your true reflection, but you can see down into the depths of your true self. So that's kind of like what this sutra means, being able to be and see yourself, free from this body or whatever's going on with it, free from whether, the body's fat or skinny, old or young, black or white, any of those things. All those diversities become, unimportant. They don't matter anymore, right? We're able to see the unity within us all, within all bodies, right? Because we're not the body. Just like we're not the mind. That all the thoughts, they don't define us. The labels, the opinions, the expectations, the judgments, right? Those are all just thoughts. The anger, the hurt, the doubt, and those are all just thoughts. So we're able to realize that all those thoughts and all those ideas, that while some of them might be really amazing, that they might just be distorting our ability to see ourselves. So I invite you to kind of put this into practice, kind of a writer kind of jumping onto what we were exploring with the second sutra, is taking a moment every day, as much as you can, to stop and ask yourself, who or what is experiencing my experience? Right? Who or what is seeing what I see? Who or what observes what I'm observing? Is this body me? Is this thought me? It's just starting to question, and not in a way that we want to start to disassociate or anything, but just starting to question and put things into perspective, that the answer is the same for everyone, that we all share the same essential essence, and maybe through that awareness of unity, of oneness, the diversity or the divisiveness, that might be surrounding some of what we're thinking or feeling, or what other people tell us we should think or feel, maybe we can start to lessen that and recognize that we have a lot more in common with each other than we have different. That then the seer, the self, can abide in its own true nature. I'd love to hear what you all think about this. And please share your comments, drop some comments down on what you think about this third sutra. And it's okay if you don't have any thoughts about it. Maybe it just needs to sit and settle and absorb. I know that it's been sitting and settling and absorbing for me for the last 6 or 7 years. And I'm sure I have many more years of letting all of this sit and settle and absorb. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I hope that you pick up this copy. Again, Yoga Sutras, Patanjali, commentary and translation from Sri Swami Satchidananda. Thank you all. Until next time.